It was supposed to be just another quiet evening in a suburban neighborhood where porch lights flickered on at dusk and doors stayed locked after dark. The streets were calm, almost rehearsed in their silence. Like the world was pretending nothing ever goes wrong here. Families had finished dinner. Kids were already in bed. And television light flickered behind closed curtains like distant fire. But at 11:43 p.m., something broke that calm forever. A voicemail dropped into Lisa's phone. Her best friend Sarah's voice came through. Tired. Familiar. Almost normal. I'm fine, heading to bed early. Nothing alarming. Nothing that should raise fear. Lisa listened once, then relaxed. And just like that, she let the night continue. But Sarah Ellison had already stopped breathing hours earlier. Around 7 p.m., she was already gone. Her body cooling in the living room of her home. And still, her phone was speaking. How does a dead woman leave a voicemail? That question didn't just sit there. It tore the case open. Sarah was 34, a graphic designer working from home. Creative. Quiet. Recently rebuilding her life after divorce. A life that looked peaceful from the outside. But wasn't. Her ex-husband Michael had been controlling. Jealous. Always watching. Tracking her for safety. Showing up uninvited. Breaking boundaries until they became normal. A restraining order existed, but it didn't fully protect her. On the day she died, she was still trying to live normally. Working. Texting. Planning tomorrow. Then silence. No calls answered. No replies. And by the time night settled in, something else had already taken over her phone. A digital echo pretending she was still alive. Investigators entered a scene that told two stories at once. Chaos and control. Sarah's body lay near the living room. Struggle everywhere. Furniture displaced. Glass shattered. But also something else. Wiped surfaces. Clean edges. As if someone tried to rewrite what happened. Autopsy confirmed strangulation and blunt force trauma. Time of death, between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. But her phone refused to obey death. Messages continued. A text at 8:15 p.m. Another message like nothing happened. And then, the voicemail at 11:43 p.m. A voice that sounded like her, but didn't belong to that moment. To Lisa, it was comfort. To investigators, it was evidence. And to the case, it was the first fracture. The investigation shifted the moment they realized something impossible. Sarah's phone wasn't just left on. It was being used. After her death, it kept living. Messages were sent. Voices were staged. Time itself was being faked. And behind it, investigators found Michael. Digital forensics began reconstructing everything. Phone logs. Cloud backups. Deleted activity. Search history revealed intent. Voice manipulation tools. Spoofing methods. Not guesses. Preparation. Security footage added cracks to his story. He left earlier than claimed. Returned later when he said he wasn't there. His phone created gaps, but the network didn't forgive them. The voicemail became the centerpiece. Audio experts isolated what the ear couldn't catch. Micropauses. Artificial layering. Background inconsistencies. It wasn't a message from the dead. It was a message made after death. The psychological pattern became clear. This wasn't just violence. It was control extended beyond life itself. A need to manage perception. Delay discovery. Rewrite reality long enough to escape it. But the digital world remembers everything. Even lies. In court, the voicemail was played repeatedly. A dead woman speaking. Again and again. Then broken down. Line by line. Until illusion collapsed completely. Michael was convicted of first-degree murder. Not just for what he did, but for what he tried to make people believe afterward. And in the end, what remained wasn't mystery. It was clarity. A voice that seemed alive. A body that was already gone. And a system of digital traces that refused to lie. Because even when silence arrives, data keeps speaking.